Not long after my wedding in 2018, my mom's voice actually started to change again. So she got raspy, she got a bit hoarse in her voice, and she knew right away at that point, she'd been through it before, she knew that something was wrong. So she went, got checked out, and sure enough, the cancer had returned. So that was 9 years after the first run through. This time it was a little bit different. She was pretty deteriorated from the radiation therapy that she went through the first time. So instead of radiation therapy, surgery was the option there. And she had a laryngectomy at that point. So at that point, she could no longer speak. She had to learn to talk again. I'll never forget actually the couple days before her surgery, just feeling that sense of helplessness, just sitting with her in my parents' house and having that, like, really just cherishing those special moments with her. She was again worried that she was not going to be involved in her family's life anymore. She wasn't going to get to see us have kids. She wasn't going to get to be involved in any of my brother's weddings. Should they get married in the future, and have a chance to dance with the rest of her sons as she danced with me. So luckily, the surgery was successful. So it was a full day of surgery. We were there, we were by her side. It was successful. It was great. She came out of that really just reinvigorated that she was given yet again another chance at life and another chance at living with her family. That was short-lived. She did learn to speak again. She got herself out there. She went out to restaurants. She dragged my brothers and I out to restaurants. She was social again. She went back to the gym.
Could she swallow?
No, she could not swallow. She had the
feeding tube.
Yeah, feeding tube. So she at this point was trying to reassociate with society and just continue to be involved in our lives. It was the fall of 2019, so not even a year later, when she started to again feel discomfort and have a couple scenarios where she got lightheaded. She went back for an appointment, and it was discovered that the cancer returned again for a third time. So because she had this surgery, because she already had radiation, chemotherapy was the treatment that they decided on at that point. So in about a 2-month time period, my mom spent just a handful of days out of the hospital. We saw her deteriorate very quickly. Her drive and her will to fight on deteriorate. And that was really difficult to watch as her son. It was approaching Thanksgiving in 2019. My mom was at the hospital still. We were gonna go see my mom all day and then just have a dinner. It was the last day that we saw my mom conscious and able to, communicate back with her. She ended up coding it with my brother and I right there. She could not swallow. She couldn't breathe, and we were rushed from the room as doctors were rushed into the room. That was a traumatizing experience to go through, and I'm still coping with that to this day. We discovered that the cancer had spread throughout her body. There was going to be no return from that. It was either keep her alive and keep her in a vegetative state, or it was time to say goodbye to my mom. So it was just that next day that she ended up passing from that third bout with cancer. I thank my mom for being vigilant enough to get treatment early. I got those 10 years with her after the first diagnosis. Very thankful for that. Thank you, Eva.
By telling your story, you're honoring her memory.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody.